Hello, my name is Tasha and I'm with Safety Line. We do medical alert buttons and I wanted to give you a little bit more information on how each of our products work. And so the first one that we're going to talk about right now is our home base unit that works with a landline, a home phone line, Comcast, Frontier, CenturyLink, any of those normal ones. It does also work with Magic Jack and Vonage as well. So there's a base box like this, looks just like this, sits in a central location of the home, plugs into the home phone line jack or outlet or modem, depending on what the home phone is through. And then power button, got to plug it in. And this guy sits there and does nothing unless the person presses their button and needs help. So it does not interfere with your home phone in any way. Your phone works the same way that it always has, and same with if you have an answering machine. The button the person wears is this button right here. As you can see, it's nice and small. It's completely waterproof. They can wear it in the bath, shower, cannot hurt this thing. Very easy and comfortable to wear. It can go on a neck strap like this, or it can be placed on a wrist strap. So it's the same button itself. It can just come off of the neck strap and go onto this wrist strap here. So the person has a choice to have it on a neck or a wrist strap. My 2 cents on that, personally, I like it around the neck for the reason being if something happens, you can reach it with either one of your hands. When it's on your wrist, you kind of only have the opposite hand to activate it with. So if someone falls and pins one of their hands, or it might be a stroke where they're having a hard time using one of their hands, can make it a little more difficult to press the button. So keep that in mind depending on the person. So when they press this button, it activates this base unit. This makes an outgoing phone call to our monitoring center that is 24 hours a day. A live person comes over this base unit like a really loud speakerphone to talk to them, find out what's going on, and we can call family, neighbors, or emergency services for whatever the need might be. And all of our operators, very easy to understand. All of them have had like a 911 type training where they can actually talk to the person and triage them to find out if they're having a heart attack or a stroke, and relay that information to paramedics or firefighters when they dispatch them. So that's kind of a nice feature. They have that ability to give a little more detailed information to emergency services if they're dispatched. The operator stays on the line until help arrives. Not a lot of companies do that because it's money and time for their operators, but it's really important for us. The operator stays on the line until help arrives, whether that's a neighbor or family member or emergency services, because that 5 minutes to that person in an emergency feels like 50. So we're reassuring them, letting them know someone's coming, that type of thing. At the same time, if we do dispatch, we will call family members that are on those call lists. They've asked us to call to let them know what's going on. That we've dispatched, that type of thing. So that's how that part of it goes. The base unit, all of these systems have a backup battery. So if the power goes out, the backup battery kicks in, stays working for over 48 hours, and then recharges itself once the power comes back on, which is a nice feature. Now, one thing to keep in mind is some of these home phone lines like Comcast and these other modem ones, if the power goes out, that home phone line does not work. The unit can't work because it has to use that phone line to make that outgoing phone call. So that might be a problem in some areas where they might lose power a lot and then they lose their phone lines. This cannot work in those instances, so it would need that phone line to be able to work. So the next thing with this is the pendant to base range is some of the best out there. So someone, if they're living in their own home, they can be in the house, yard, driveway, garage area, and when they press the button, it activates this base unit. And if we don't get a verbal response, we know something's going on. So we're going to be going through the call list that's been provided, or dispatch someone to come and check and see what's going on with that person. So if someone has a pretty good sized backyard, they can be usually out in that backyard area. If they trip over something, press it, again, activates. We don't get a verbal response, we're going to be going through the motions to send someone to check on them. If someone lives in an apartment or condo, There's so much electrical through the walls, so really it works in their apartment and about 3 doors down, either way down the hallway. Once they get past that, we can't really guarantee it's going to work because the signal can bounce off of the electrical through the walls. If they're on the first floor and they have a patio area that opens out to a garden area or even a parking area, a lot of times it'll work out there because the signal can then just come right in from that area. The nice thing is you can put this in test mode and actually walk areas that might be problem spots and test to make sure that the button can communicate with the base. That's something that's very easy to do, and family or the client can do it themselves very easily. So that is how the landline system works. It's $27.99 a month, no tax, no contract. It's just a month-to-month rental of the service. Thanks for watching.